Welcome to part three of my NFL season predictions. This time we're going to be reviewing the my 2026 NFL awards. So we covered the AFC, we covered the NFC, and where I believe each team is going to finish and who's going to make it to the playoffs. Now it's time to see who I'm predicting for the NFL award. So let's dive right in. MVP. I got Joe Burrow winning MVP. I think last year proved that you don't have to be the number one seed to win MVP. I think it's going to be a really great year for Joe Burrow. I think they'll still finish in second place in the division in the AFC North, but I think he's going to be able to take home the MVP award for this year, especially with those weapons. Obviously, you have T. Higgins, you have Justin Jefferson, and I think Joe Burrow has the talent to win an MVP. So I have him winning that. Offensive Player of the Year. I got Jahmyr Gibbs winning this award. He could have won it last year. Obviously, it was a great year by Jackson Smith and Jigba, but I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be able to take it. He had a really good year in a bad season for the Lions, and I think it kind of got overshadowed by how bad of a season they had, where I think he could definitely prove it this year. Defensive Player of the Year, I got Will Anderson, kind of in the same realm as Jahmyr Gibbs, where he could have won this award last year, but it was such a record-breaking year by Miles Garrett that it was overshadowed. And I think he's going to he's going to want to prove it this year. Obviously, I don't know if he's going to break any records. And obviously, Miles Garrett didn't make it to the playoffs last year with the Browns and he won the award. But I think Will Anderson, even without, I don't have them making the playoffs, but I think he's going to be able to prove it to make, to win Defensive Player of the Year and have a really great season this year. Coach of the Year. This is my back. I believe that the Saints are going to be pretty good. I don't know where they're going to finish in the standings in terms of as a composite. I do have them winning the NFC South, and I do have Kellen Moore winning Coach of the Year. I think they're going to do a pretty good job with that team, and they're going to get into the playoffs this year. And other Coach of the Year could also be Dan Campbell winning, going from worst to first in the NFC North. But I also think Kellen Moore is definitely a good shot. And in terms of like honorable mentions for any other award, also out for defensive at least, I was going to go with Micah Parsons for this award, but then I'm like, will he be able to do enough? With him possibly coming back in October, and I just don't think it'll be enough time to win the award now, unless he has a monster year or monster half year. So I will end up going with. I still do think Williams is going to have a really good year, and I think he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. And then moving on to Comeback Player of the Year and Rookie Awards. I got Jaden Daniels winning Comeback Player of the Year. I see a lot of people picking up on Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes played 14 games last year. He played majority of the season, and they weren't going to make the playoffs even if he finished the season. Jaden Daniels could be the real comeback player. He could win this award, with only playing 7 games and being injured majority of the season. I think he's going to have a pretty good year with the help of actually my offensive rookie of the year. And I mentioned this in the past video with the NFC predictions. Antonio Williams won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Wide receiver drafted in the third round in 2026. And I think he's poised to have a pretty good year. He's going to be most likely playing in the slot. He was really good at Clemson. A lot of the issues came down to injury. And if he could stay on the field, I believe he's going to be able to do so in Washington, and really hoping the best for him. And I hope he can definitely win this award. Then Defensive Rookie of the Year. I think Caleb Downs is going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. I think covering, he's going to be on the back end a lot. of that team on the Cowboys, and I think he's going to be given a lot of passing situations. Maybe he can get a good bit of interceptions with that. His offense is going to score points. That offense is going to score a lot of points with CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, and George Pickens. So they're going to be in a lot of passing situations for that defense, and I think he's going to be able to definitely, you know, take advantage of that and, possibly walk home with defensive rookie of the year at the end of the season. And that's my awards right there. As usual, new picks every week. We're going to continue to pick everything. We're going to pick most of the games last year. I'm picking every single game this year. Between spreads and money lines, spreads and straight up. I got everything ready. I am ready for this season. Continue to follow along on TikTok, on YouTube, or wherever you may watch so you can see my picks. I'm ready for the 2026 NFL season, and I hope you are too. All right. Thank you.